For this lesson, we're going to be talking about growth and decay. And these are both exponential functions, so for our warm-up, we want to talk about what is the form of an exponential function. And if you remember from the last lesson, we said an exponential function was in the form y equals ab raised to the x, and this is where a and b are both constants, which means they're just numbers, and then our variable is going to be in the exponent, which is why we call this an exponential function. Our variable would be in the exponent. So for example, if I actually plug in numbers, I could have y equals 2 times 1/3 raised to the x. My variable is in the exponent, so it is an exponential function. So the first type of exponential function we're going to talk about is where we have exponential growth. If you remember, we touched on this in the last lesson. And we have an equation for exponential growth, and it's y equals a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the t. This is always, always, always the form for exponential growth. And then you just have to fill in the parts you know. A is the initial amount. R is the rate of change expressed as a decimal. A lot of times this rate of change will be expressed as a percent. So for example, if it says it grows at a rate of 6%, and you will need to convert that to a decimal. Remember, the way you convert a decimal to a percent is to just divide by 100. So 6% divided by 100 would give you 0.06. So 6% as a decimal would be 0.06. Okay, I assume you all know how to convert decimals to a percent and a percent to a decimal, but in case you did not know how to do that, that is how. And then the last thing, t is time. I will always tell you what time is, alright? And we are trying to find out the final amount. The only way we will get this is if I give you a, r, and t. I will not give you the final amount, so you don't have to worry about how to solve in that situation. So let's look at our first example. We've got the prize for a radio station contest begins with a $100 gift card. Once a day, a name is announced. The person has 50 minutes to call, or the prize increases by 2.5% for the next day. So we want to write an equation to represent the amount of the gift card in dollars after t days with no winners. Well, we want to know the amount of the gift card in dollars, so I'm just going to say y equals amount of the gift card in dollars. So amount of card in dollars. So I want to find out what y is. Well, what does y equal? Well, this is an exponential growth situation because we start with amount and it increases by a certain percent each day. That's how exponential growth works. You start with an amount and it increases a certain percent every single day. So y equals, now I'm just going to use my form. Remember, y equals a times the quantity of 1 plus r raised to the t. That's our form for exponential growth. A is my initial amount. It begins initially with a $100 gift card. So 100 is my initial amount times the quantity of 1 plus my rate. It increases by 2.5% the next day. Now, I do not write 2.5 in the parentheses because I need 2.5% and I need to convert that to a decimal. Well, when you divide 2.5 by 100, you get 0.025. So there's my percent as a decimal. We always want to write it as a decimal in this equation. I get 0.025. All raised to the t because they're not telling me how many days it is. It says t days. We don't know how many days it is. And that's my equation. It's an exponential growth situation, so I just use the equation for exponential growth, plug in my initial amount and my rate. Then we want to know how much will the gift card be worth if no one wins after 10 days. 10 days tells me what to plug in for t. So I'm going to plug that 10 in for the value of t. So I get y equals 100 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.025 raised to the 10. Then I'm just going to simplify this. Y equals 100. 1 plus 0.025 is 1.025 raised to the 10. which gives me y equals 100, times 1.025 raised to the 10th. I'm going to just write the first three numbers I see on my calculator. Do not just clear out your calculator. What you're going to do is do 1.025 raised to the 10th, and then leave that in your calculator. It's 1.28 and then a lot of decimals after that. Leave that in your calculator and then just press multiplied by 100. And that will take your entire answer and multiply it by 100. That will give you the most accurate answer. So I get y equals $128.01. And notice, if you would have just done 1.28 times 100, you would have not got this 0.01. That's why you have to make sure to leave all those other numbers in your calculator. So there's my answer, but since it's a word problem, I'm going to write a sentence. So the gift card would be worth $128 and that 1 cent. And that's all there is to it. All we had to do was plug in our values into the equation for exponential growth, and then it was pretty straightforward from there.